the NBA Cup Finals is going to be the Knicks versus the Spurs. So let's talk about it because I think a lot of people probably thought OKC was going to make the finals and probably win. And, rightfully so because they have they have literally only lost 2 games. One of those games was to the Spurs. So it makes sense why, people pick them and all that. However, we have a good matchup. The Knicks, if you watch this page, I've been saying that I think the Knicks, not that people don't think they're good, because obviously, people do think that, but I think because of, what happened last year and, kind of the, not reputation, but kind of like the stigma around the way they played was kind of why people were, a little bit like hesitant to pick them. But I was saying I think they're going to be number 2 or number 1 in the Eastern Conference, rankings. And they are. They're number 2 right now. So that is obviously going as planned. And so I am not, shocked that they are in the Cup Finals. But the Spurs, let's talk about them. Now, we all know Wemby, he's a problem. He's been a problem. We know that, right? Like, he is just that good. I don't know. And I got 50-50, 50, they're probably like 50% of people were probably, picking the Spurs at the beginning of the year to be like a really, really good team because you have Victor Wembanyama, you have Devin Vassell, you have Stephon Castle, Rookie of the Year. Like, they have a lot of talent and all, good stuff. But I think also people were like, are they ready? Is Wemby going to be healthy? Those kind of things. So fair enough. But Wemby, he has been awesome. And so has other people on the team. But he's been awesome this year. And with the way that they have been playing, I'm also not surprised that they are in the finals. Somebody said Knicks are crushing. Yeah, they're doing great. Like, they are doing really, really well. The Pistons are still number 1. If you watch this page, you know that I have been on the Pistons for a while. I don't want to say a while, but like Cade, I have been like since Cade was drafted. I think that video is still on my channel. But that was the 2021 draft, I believe. I was saying Cade number 1 makes sense. Like, I feel like, and I've been saying, like, I feel like Cade is that good. He just, unfortunately, just had injuries. And now that he is healthy, now we, finally see the MVP level Cade, which I have said he's my dark horse, or kind of, well, I said I feel like he's my pick for MVP, but I qualified it as the dark horse because, if you watch this page, you heard me say this 100 times. But because he was not going to be a top candidate. Like, people are going to pick Shea, Jokic, Giannis, rightfully so. But I was like, I don't know. I like what Cade, is doing. I feel like he can win MVP this year. And the Pistons are number 1. So if he's not the favorite right now or top 2, I don't understand then. That's my opinion. Again, I know Wemby's playing awesome. Obviously, Shea, and they're number 1 as well. Like, I get that. But we can't deny Cade. Like, we can't deny him. Someone said I'll be watching tomorrow for sure. I'm picking New York to win. Yeah, I mean, it can go either way. I think I don't know which team is a better matchup if we're talking about from the Knicks perspective. I it's tough. I think the Spurs might be. I know people are gonna be like, well, obviously OKC's the champion, right? But even when you're the champion, that doesn't mean that every team that you play is the best matchup or the worst matchup. So like, even though OKC is the champion and they're going to be favored against pretty much everybody, there are teams that are going to give them more problems than others, based on roster personnel. I like to use the Celtics Magic as an example. The Magic, not this year, but like the Magic last year, maybe even the year prior, but last year, and again, maybe the year prior, with Franz Wagner and Paolo, like every game, if you go back and look at the box score, unless I'm remembering incorrectly, even in the playoffs, except one game was like a blowout, it always like came down to the wire because the Magic just like, it's not that the Magic were obviously not bad, but they weren't the best team in the entire league. But something about that matchup against the Celtics like just gave them problems every time, like literally. So I say all that to say, I do think the Spurs are probably a slightly better matchup for the Knicks, but like, again, it depends on, how, what kind of night people are having as well. Like if Jalen Brunson is going to go for 40, he's going to go for 40. It doesn't matter who's on the floor, right? Like it doesn't matter who's guarding him. If he's going to get 40, he's going to get 40, right? So that's kind of where you throw personnel out the window. And same with like Shea. If Shea's going to get 40, it doesn't really matter who's on the other side because he got 40. So if I'm picking a winner, that's a tough one. This is a tough matchup. Because Wemby, like, again, Wemby just, he just does everything. I'm pausing because I'm really, like, thinking about it in real time. Because, like, what if Wemby goes for, 35, 12, and 6 blocks? And that's not, that's not even unrealistic for him. 6 blocks? Like, that's easy for him. Someone said, not hating, but the NBA is a joke. Nothing but running college basketball is by far better. It's real basketball. Well, there's actually a lot of people who, I feel like it's kind of like an alliance. I feel like there's like a group of people who love college basketball and then they hate the NBA and then the vice versa. And there's people in the middle, obviously. But, yeah, it's just funny that you say it because there are people who literally, and there's nothing wrong with that. Like, everyone's entitled to feel the way they feel. If you love college basketball, like, I'm very happy that you enjoy it. But I do know that, a few people have that sentiment. So you're not alone there. A winner though. I think the winner of the matchup will be the Knicks. I'm going to go Knicks. Now, I wouldn't be surprised if it's the Spurs. Like, I would not. But I think I'll go Knicks. But it's tough, honestly. Someone said, oh, same person. No defense in the NBA, not hating your stream. No, I know you're not hating. No, I didn't. Don't worry. I didn't take it personal. I didn't think you were hating on me. I don't have any stake in the game either way anyway. Like I have no shares in the NBA or no shares in college basketball. Maybe they should run me some though. You know, I wouldn't mind having some shares. I don't even know exactly how that works, honestly. Because, you know, like, not to talk stocks on here because it's a basketball channel, but I'm not sure how, like, maybe this is like a silly thing, but like, is the NCAA like publicly traded? Like, I don't even know if that even is a thing. You know what I'm saying? Like, like the NFL, like that's not publicly traded, right? So like, you can't like buy a stock. But I'm saying like maybe they should run me some shares as a joke. Anyway, um, so I'm going Knicks. Let me know in the comments down below who you're picking to win the matchup. So thank you guys so much for watching this live stream. I hope you enjoyed and see you soon.